My name is Michelle Amaranth, and I am the owner / healer / tarot card reader at Badass Mystic. So I've always been kind of a natural intuitive and healer. When I work with people, I don't just do the treatment. I also give them skills and strategies for managing whatever is going on in their life. While Reiki is wonderful and it can help people with so many things, like it can help you become creatively unblocked, it can help you tune into your higher self and find your own answers to challenges, and it can help you rest and sleep better. And we all need practical support in the world. And so sometimes, in addition to doing Reiki, I help people build their own support team for what they need that's beyond what I can provide. Well, I greet everybody at the door and I walk them in, and sometimes my little dog is here and she'll greet them at the door with me. And I walk them in and we sit down and have a conversation first. And sometimes that conversation is just 5 minutes long. Sometimes that conversation can be up to a half hour long, and people can share as much or as little as they want to about what they're hoping to gain from the session, what brought them in. And it really can be anything. Sometimes I have people who are just like, I am a little stressed out at work and I want to be able to rest and be cared for a minute and just feel like everything in the world isn't on my shoulders. And sometimes it's like someone dealing with terminal cancer and they need spiritual support along the way. Most of the time, it's either people who just want a little self-care or people who are going through changes in their life. That's a lot of the thing that I get is, am I on the right path? And how do I move through that path? And so a lot of people like to come in and spend a considerable amount of time just talking to me and strategizing before they get on the healing table. And some people don't really have much to say at all. Some people are like, I really don't want to talk about any of it. I just am trying to make some decisions, or I just want the Reiki to do its thing. And what I'm dealing with is private. So once they get heard and understood and we've set a clear intention, then they go over to the healing table, fully clothed. I just ask that people take off their shoes because my massage table lasts longer without shoes on it. So they lie on the table, and if they want to have a blanket, I've got blankets or sheets if they want that extra cover, but they have their clothes on. So for some people, it's Texas, it's hot, they don't need another blanket. And so I make a statement of intention, echoing their concerns and asking the Reiki to help with that. It can be aligned with their spiritual beliefs and practices, but it doesn't have to be spiritual at all. I really like people to be comfortable. Also, anything that we do can be done with touch or can be done off body. Once we've got the intention and they're on the table, I make that statement of intention, asking for the Reiki to help with whatever they need. And then I just lay hands on or near the energy centers of the body and channel energy through. It can feel different for different people. Some people feel it as heat. I had someone recently tell me like, oh my gosh, your hands were so hot. I felt like it was going to catch on fire. Some people feel it like a cool breeze. Some people feel it like tingling. Some people will have like little twitches in their body. So it can be different for everybody. Some people feel nothing. Some people just fall asleep. And whatever you feel is what you need on that day. Sometimes I bring in other forms of healing. Sometimes I'll use crystals. Sometimes I'll use essential oils or a singing bowl or chimes for sound healing. It kind of depends on the person and the session and what's needed. We'll spend anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour and a half to almost 2 hours, depending on the length of their session. And that will go pretty much to about 10 minutes before the end of the amount of time that they have scheduled. At the end of the session, I usually give them a few minutes to check in with themselves and to notice how they feel. And so I really like to give people a minute at the end of their session to just tune in and notice how they feel and try to commit to their memory, their body, mind, and spirit memory, how that feels to be calm, or how that feels to have a little lightness and joy in their system, and try to memorize that. So when they go home, I give them maybe a little bit of homework where I ask them to take a few minutes each day and try to recreate that feeling in their body so that their brain starts to relearn how to feel those other feelings. So I work by appointment, and it's really easy to make an appointment. I have a website, badassmystic.com, and there's a whole bunch of information about the work, about all my services, the prices, everything is on there. And I have a calendar where you can just click the button and take you right to my calendar where you can book online, and it has the full menu of services, prices, and my up-to-the-minute availability. So you can just go in there and click on the appointment you want. And if you have questions and you want to talk to me before you book an appointment, because a lot of people do, it's best to start with a text message. And you can either ask your question directly by text, or you can say, hey, do you want to give me a phone call? And whenever I have a minute, I can call you back. Sometimes it takes me a minute, but I always return calls within 24 hours, usually at the end of my day. If you're curious, give it a try.